Yeah, we're over here at the National Harbor, a new venue for CPAC this year. This is where conservatives come annually to meet. And the man that's sort of the visionary of CPAC, the chair of the ACU, is Al Cardenas, and he's with us now. Al, thanks for joining us here on Mornings on the Mall.
Well, great to have you here. It's a spectacular site and conference, and already have received so many compliments from regulars, folks who come to CPAC every year, so I'm delighted about that. Look, the main purpose of this function is to make sure that not only is this going to be inspirational, but comfortable and exciting for the registrants, and it looks like it's headed in that direction.
So who are the highlight speakers that you have lined up here?
Boy, everybody's got a different favorite. Today we've got quite a crew. We've got Senator Rand Paul, and we've got Senator Rubio. We've got Mike Lee. We've got a lot of exciting speakers. We've got panels that are going to be starting right about the same time. For the first time today, actually, in our history, we've got not only the main ballroom, but we have 4 side ballrooms that are just as exciting. And we've got senators, members of Congress, best-known academics in the country participating in these panels all at once. So the hard thing for those who come, actually, is trying to figure out, where do I go? And
almost too much to take in.
Right. Like going to Disney World.
Yeah, it'll be very exciting. I mean, some of these choices, I tell you, I've been coming to CPAC since the late 70s, and I was looking at this agenda, and I said, I would have a hard time making a choice. Yeah.
Well, so often, Al Cardenas, the idea behind CPAC is to energize the youth. I know that you make this very accessible to college students. You really do a big outreach to make sure that young college conservatives come to this event. In the past years, we've seen the Ron Paul organization really bring out those college youth. And I'm guessing you were probably a little concerned, now that Ron Paul's not running for president again, you were concerned that energy wouldn't be there. Tell me about Rand Paul. He's speaking today, and he's based on his filibuster last week, I think he sort of brought that energy back for you, didn't he?
Oh, man. Boy, I'll tell you, we had a dinner last night, Paul Weyrich dinner, with great guys. Mike Lee and Ted Cruz and Rand Paul were there. But when he was acknowledged, it was the one time everybody stood up clapping in a very emotional way.
Well, and I hear there's a movement during his speech today. The college kids on Twitter are already trying to get people that when he comes out on stage, everyone is to stand and stay standing through his speech.
Well, you know what it was? We've gotten pushed around, conservatives have, for quite a while now. And here's one guy who stood up on his own without a predetermined objective and said enough is enough when it came to these drones and our rights to privacy and process in America. And everybody said, oh my gosh, someone's fighting back in a significant way and winning.
Al,
and winning.
On that point, after the last presidential election, I think a lot of conservatives were really down in the mouth. They were pretty disappointed and they were depressed. But in the last couple of weeks, it seems as almost as if things have turned around in this country and that the conservative ideas are beginning to find a voice once again.
Without a doubt. Listen, my speech, which will be given very shortly, is honoring Ronald Reagan. And he spoke 13 times here at CPAC from like 1975 through 88 or 89. And the 75 speech is the one that captivated me the most, because we had those heartbreaking losses in 1974, far more consequential than the ones in 2012. And Reagan came to CPAC and kind of lit the room on fire, but laid down some pretty significant truths about winning is all about standing by your principles, and the famous pastel color speech. I'm going to refer to that during my speech. I think that it's a message we need to have.
Al Cardenas is our guest. He's the chairman of ACU, American Conservative Union, which sponsors CPAC every year. And by the way, it's still not too late for people to come on down and register here on site, right? People can participate and get here and be a part of what's happening.
We have room for them. I will tell you that this will be the largest gathering we've ever had.
Well, congratulations. That's
Thank
great.
You. And you asked about the youth before. I want you to know that 55% of our registrants are under 25 years of age.
Wow.
And that means that we're going to have about 4,000 folks that young gathered here today. And not only will they be able to go to the speeches, the panel discussions, they'll go to exhibit halls, they'll sign up to train for further programs and get all the tools that they need to be not only good activists, but inspirational activists.
Can I ask you, though, Mr. Cardenas, you talk about the excitement and energy around a Rand Paul and bringing a conservative message. I'm sure a lot of people, though, hear that and their ears prick up because they would align him more as a libertarian than a conservative per se. Obviously, there are things in common, but you've got Rand Paul, more of a libertarian-y kind of guy. We've got Donald Trump speaking, and honestly, a lot of people ideologically think Donald Trump's not that different than Chris Christie, who is not invited this year. Are you worried that the message is being watered down a little bit about what truly is the conservative message?
Look, the only way we're going to win this race in the future for the White House is if social conservatives, libertarians, and fiscal conservatives gather together. And if libertarians and social conservatives can't make peace and find a common ground in fiscal issues and the other constitutional issues that face America, we can't win. Demographically, we can't win. And so, yeah, Rand Paul represents a little different variety of the movement. Senator Ted Cruz represents another one. But they are soulmates when it comes to changes that we need to make to America. And so if you wanted me to show you Exhibit A and B of how that works, put Rand Paul and Ted Cruz together, and you gather what I'm trying to convey.
Did you just put together a ticket for 2016?
Well, it sounds like a good one. Right.
We're also going to hear from Mitt Romney.
Yes.
And I think that's going to be very interesting. He has given one interview, but he hasn't spoken a great deal about the lessons from the last election. What do you expect to hear from him? Have you had any sense of what he's going to say?
Yeah, he'll provide great balance for this. Look, I've told the gathering that this whole thing and our whole theme is about it's about a new generation. And this is why this is a youth movement that we're having here at CPAC, not only in our speakers in the main ballroom, but also in our panels. But 20% of what we do has to carry a historical context. For if we don't learn from our lessons from our experiences, we can't make good on the future. And so, I asked Mitt if he would come. He hadn't spoken to American people since his loss. And come and talk and share your thoughts with us and hopefully your wisdom as to what's happened. And that's what he plans to do.
One last quick question. How, just on a pure Craven media coverage perspective, how happy are you that the Pope was decided yesterday to clear the way for the news cycle?
Well, I was actually hoping for Sunday, but being a good Catholic...
but then the camera would be on the chimney all through the weekend.
But I will tell you this, being a good Catholic, hopefully a good Catholic, and a Hispanic, I was filled with pride. And so yesterday and last night was a big deal to me personally.
I bet it was.
Great.
And so thank you for having me, and I look forward to staying in touch.
Thank you, sir. Great hearing from you. Al Cardenas.
Good luck on the rest of the conference. It looks like you got a great lineup.